Hello.
Hello.
How are you guys?
Welcome to Money Mondays.
That's right, with Joel and Anna. You're at Live Like No One Else.
I was like, I do carnival song.
I know. We might as well have a bunch of clowns. How are you guys doing? I hope you guys are well. Thank you for coming every Monday to check out these videos. We talk about, just money and life and things like that. We are, of course, in a busy time right now in our life, with me working a lot, and Anna working a lot at home here with the kids. And it kind of leads us into the first question here, because we are on our debt-free journey where we can kind of see the end of the journey, right? We're close. We have that $7,600 left to pay off, and we're excited. But it started a while ago at over $40,000, guys, and that was just the student loans. We had hospital bills and stuff like that. But it started a long time ago, and if you recall the first video that we put on YouTube, you remember that?
I do. You were in a wife beater making like pancakes or something?
No, a grilled cheese. I think, and
nothing has changed.
Nothing has changed. I know, peanut butter jelly. We did our first video a long time ago, and we definitely put it linked below, so you can go check out one of our first YouTube videos ever. And that came from watching Shay Carl on YouTube. We didn't even know who this guy Shay Carl was, but we saw this video of this husband and wife screaming, calling Dave Ramsey saying, "We're debt free," and we were so like, wow, we cried, because we were at that point where we were just desperate, and we thought, wow, we could put our life on YouTube. We didn't even know what that was about.
We didn't know.
We didn't. So that was years ago, and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars ago, and it brings us to this question of motivation. What keeps you motivated? And Anna's going to read the first question.
Here we go, folks. Our first question comes from Kayla on Facebook. How do you spend your gazelle? Not spend.
No.
How do you speed your gazelle along when it feels like he has a limp?
Oh.
How do you bust through the log jam and stay encouraged, excited? Oh, yeah. Thank you so much, Kayla.
Wow. Okay. So that's a good question, because it ties into this whole journey.
It's been a long time. There's been a lot of peanut butter and jelly.
There's been a lot of peanut butter and jelly, a lot of tears, a lot of what ifs and can we do this and doubts. But I know that we both have our things that keep us motivated. When I stumbled across Dave Ramsey on the radio and then found the Total Money Makeover, I was really excited, because I finally felt like I had an answer, kind of being because I was in charge of the finances, really having some kind of plan to kind of show to her, and you remember how excited I was. I was like, oh my gosh. And the fact, it was awesome. The fact that it was easy to read, and it felt like this guy was actually teaching me something and wasn't making me feel dumb about it, got me motivated. So I was interested in the way that he wrote, made it easy. So reading the book for me, that got me motivated instantly. And then I gave it to her, and she read, and she was instantly motivated right away. And that started the journey. But like many other people who are on this journey, it's been a long road. I remember when we paid the personal loan off. That was an Easter we never forget. I'll put a link to that video too down below, because we felt, once we got that personal debt out, it just felt like, wow, we can do this. And doing the whole Dave Ramsey's baby steps, and paying off debt with the debt snowball, it helped us by paying the smallest to largest debts. What it did for us was it gave us motivation.
Oh yeah.
The small victories. How did you feel when we paid off that personal debt?
Oh, amazing.
Right?
And, it was like literally a weight lifted off of our shoulders. It was awesome.
Thanksgiving dinner tasted a lot better because we weren't eating it with our master, because it was a personal loan to a family member. So, we continued to stay motivated, and as we started marking off those little debts, that helps. So when people don't understand sometimes the debt snowball, and they were like, oh, well, it doesn't make sense. What would, what?
Yeah.
Let me keep my student loan around a long time because it's got a low, 2% interest rate. Yeah. The idea with the debt snowball is to start knocking that stuff off smallest to largest, so you get those small victories. You get to the point where it's like, I can do this. We can do this. And we felt that way once we were knocking those ones off, and then finally got to the last one, which was a giant one, our student loan, the biggest one. How do you eat an elephant, right? One bite at a time, right? And that's essentially what what has been. So for me personally, listening to the Dave Ramsey podcast is what
that's been huge for you.
Exactly motivated me. I don't know if you have any other insight.
I would say that's the biggest motivator for you, is that you get to listen to that. And I've actually been kind of jealous at times, not like angry jealous, but just like, I wish I had that source, because I don't. I'm with the kids all day, and I don't.
You're working hard at home.
So like, he would have the car ride there, the car ride back, and things like that. But I wouldn't have that solitude, and
So how would you have felt though if I didn't have that motivation? Right?
It would have been harder, because I think I would have had to like keep you going or find other ways to motivate you, but you kept yourself motivated. Mm-hmm. And for me, it felt a little bit different. So for me, I think there were times where, like, in the beginning of, like, oh, we have to get another debt down, or we have to do, the student loan is here now, like, this is going to take forever.
Right.
Whenever I'd reach those points where I'm no longer motivated, I'm tired, I want to shop, I want to take my daughter out for a girl day, I want to take my kids out on a date, and I want to spend money on them, or I want to give to this person, or I want to do that, When I would get to that point, I would just have to really rest in contentment and discipline and take it one day at a time and just get through today. Just get through today. And that was me taking, one bite at a time out of the elephant.
One bite at a time, exactly.
I wasn't always fired up, even though I think overall I was always more on this page than you to begin with.
Absolutely.
But it's hard, like, when you're doing the same thing in and out every day with people who want things, and you want to give it to them, and you're constantly in touch with other people who need, and it's just like you're like, I'm faced with this, but I can't give, and so it was just get through the day, and everything's gonna be okay, and this is just one more peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Like, I don't need to think about tomorrow.
Like it's today when we were driving and eating peanut butter jelly on the road, I'm like, oh gosh. Yeah. But it's like, okay, we're sacrificing for a bigger thing in the end. How did you feel about FPU? Going through it helps us, right?
Oh my goodness, going through FPU, it's a different level, guys. Like, we did 7 months by ourselves. And thankfully, it was the first 7 months, because we were motivated. Right. We were like, let's do this.
We found an answer. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
yes,
and so we were motivated. And then we had FPU after the first 7 months, and it felt like, yes, like it was like a re-up our commitment, like, let's do this. And then every week we would just get to see the people and hear the people and get to share our experiences, and it just kept us accountable. It kept us motivated. And then hearing other people kind of in the same boat with the same thinking a lot of the time it was just helpful. And then when we started facilitating the class. That's right.
That was a huge motivator.
It was, it continuously re-upped our commitment and accountability to what we were doing.
Accountability. That was huge, because for us, it was like, how are we going to maintain this? So for us, the answer has been to facilitate FBU.
Yes.
So we have one more week left of the current class that we are facilitating. And I think it has been very instrumental the last couple months to be like, we can do it, you can do it. And it'll be the last class we teach before we hopefully become debt-free. So that, I know, for us has been a big, huge motivator. And I would definitely say above that, one of the biggest, if not the biggest motivators has been you guys, has been this channel. Totally.
That has been such a like bonus, like like an unexpected addition to the motivation.
Even though it's this digital form of accountability, the cool thing is that we're able to share our life with you and some of the choices that we're making and why we're making it. And there have been so many of you guys who have reached out or just made a comment, encouraged us. And also, remember, I'll never forget, it was in October, a couple years ago. It was, we went to see Dave Ramsey live.
Oh,
and
can't wait to go again.
That night, it was funny because we got to actually meet Shay Carl.
We did.
And he was there.
Didn't they put us in their vlog?
That's right. We made a Shay Dar's vlog once.
That's so random.
And it just happened to be that when we got to the car, we were reading a couple YouTube comments, and somebody totally made us cry because they were like, because of you guys, we started to do a budget, and we decided we want to become debt-free, and we've done it. And it's like, oh my gosh, like it became very real.
Big, yeah.
It was big. It was like, this stuff matters. People's lives are being encouraged and changed to think about it because of our dumb mistakes in the past, and now, us trying to just change things in our life financially, and now put it on YouTube to encourage other people that you can do it, you know? So the YouTube thing has been a huge motivator for us too, because it just helps us, I don't know, it just helps us.
And being like, there was one time that I remember I wanted to make the wrong choice and like not be disciplined and content. And somebody had made a comment recently, and that comment came flying into my mind, and it made me just go, no, like they helped me through that moment with their comment. Yeah, because I was like, almost like I needed to keep accountable to them, like, because they were, I don't even remember what the comment was. It was so long ago.
It doesn't matter, but
it
was
helped really
you.
Helpful.
That was great.
Yeah, and then there are other moments too where I just see my kids and I'm like, I would rather be an example for your life than to fulfill my need right now.
And they get it.
They're getting it, which is
a
huge motivator. I mean, there are times where we're like, maybe, and they're like, let's be debt free, and I'm like, yes, thank you.
They get it.
So they've helped us in moments.
They have definitely helped us by teaching them too.
Yeah, even just looking in their faces and knowing like, I'm doing it for them. I'm doing it for them.
And it means something. And nowadays, in this society, it's an instant gratification society. Everyone's just like, I want it now. I deserve it now.
It. Oh, there's so much. I deserve it.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, people work hard. Sure, okay, but we don't. We don't deserve it. It's just like, keep going.
Keep going. Yeah. Why mess it up right now? Let's work hard. Let's get to a point where we owe nobody money. And then let's start, setting some other goals to start buying some stuff and do some things fun. So it's a kind of a long answer to a really good question about, motivation. How do you keep that gazelle intensity? So another thing that helped us really quick, I'm thinking, is, Post-its. If you have Post-its and you have your debt, put your debt total on your refrigerator, in your car.
We still have one.
We still have one up there.
That says $29,000. And I love looking at it now because I'm like, that's gone.
It's not that anymore. So that's a good thing to do anyways.
Yeah.
But
and one more, if I can say one more, is it was something I shared at FPU the other day, is sometimes when, I'm not feeling that motivated, I think like, well, what if Sally Mae were right here? What if she were my neighbor, Like, no, really. I'm like, this is, it's like a place that I owe money to, but it's like, what if it were a person? How would I feel if she were a person in my life and I owed her money? Like, it would just feel yucky. She lived in the
room next door.
And it would just feel yucky. And I'm like, I would not want that. Like,
you would want to kick her to the curb, right?
Yeah, when it's owing somebody money, I think it feels differently than owing a business money. Like, that's okay, because it's like, it's a building, whatever, it'll always be there. But when it's like a person, so that helps me go like, let's get them out. So anyway.
That's a fun way to put it. Thanks for sharing. Thank you, Kayla, for that question. It's a good question because people struggle with motivation all the time. So we really, really appreciate it. And the last question for today comes from our friend Lane Vids. Are you guys planning on going to Nashville to do a debt-free scream or just call in? That's a good question. I think in our mind we want to go there. I don't actually know if it'll actually be a reality or not. We may just phone it in, but because I know that the first thing we really want to do is take the kids to Disneyland and do that whole entire thing. And I don't know. We don't know. Maybe
I think it would be so fun to go. Like, it's such a dream and a fantasy. But I'm also like, I want to save my whole emergency fund, and I want to buy a house, and I want to take the kids to Disneyland, and there's still like goals, you know, and so it's not like we can just spend frivolously, you know, and it's not like we live in a distance where a road trip would be feasible.
Right, if we were closer, probably.
Yeah, we could road trip it, or...
So, I don't know, and you know what, we're going to do this, we're going to shout out to our buddy Lane, who just recently, we just saw his recent vlog, and one of their last check cleared to Sally Mae.
Goodness.
So, they're technically debt-free. I know that Lane's still waiting to get...
hesitant, yeah.
He's like, until I get that...
Oh my goodness, that is so
letter.
amazing.
So, congratulations,
Congratulations.
Lane. And Krista, you guys have worked really hard, and I know that you guys faced a lot of moments, too, when you wanted to give up. So, way to go. All the side work, extra gigs, and, you know, scrapping and yard sailing. Yeah. You guys really
And how do you have garage sales all the time?
I know.
We're only allowed to have 2 a year.
2 a year. You guys are awesome.
Yeah.
It might be different in Louisiana, so I don't know. But congratulations. Yeah, that's awesome. And if you guys don't know Lane and his family, go say hi and check him out.
And say congratulations.
Yeah, absolutely. Way to go. So that's it. This is the last Money Mondays before November.
So you know what that means.
That means it's time to do a budget. If you've never done it before, guys, go to DaveRamsey.com in the tools section and download the free PDFs, and they're just budgeting forms that anybody can download PDFs and print them out and start a budget. There are some of you guys that have reached out and said that you're doing a budget for the first time, and it's awesome, and we're so excited for you. So get started. It is never too late to start being intentional with your money, and it's never too late to start saving or to decide that you want to become debt free. So go ahead and do that, and do it before the month starts. So and remember to budget for a turkey, because it is November.
And it's not too late to start a budget for Christmas.
Oh my goodness.
Don't wait until the 1st of December.
That's true.
And don't wait till December 23rd.
High five. Good question. Because remember that Christmas is not an emergency. All right, guys. We love you. Thanks so much for checking it out. And we'll see you guys later. Bye.